No, so crazy as you look.
I told you, I'm a man of my word. Where's the Italian?
Wait. Dr. Matt, what do you do with all your money?
You see, I'm a guy of simple taste. I enjoy, dynamite, and gunpowder, and gasoline.
What's it?
And you know the thing that they have in common? They're cheap.
Said you were a man of your word.
Oh, I am. I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to them. Tell your men they work for me now. This is my city.
They won't work for a freak.
Why don't we cut you up into little pieces and feed you to your pooches? And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is. It's not about money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
With your permission, my lord. Speak.
Apollo sees everything. Perhaps it is not wise to offend him.
Huh?
Warn the men. Wait.
My soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
People are sow a seed. I hope to grow money trees. You can see the greed, but money it come and go. I live for eternity, trying to see the king. Yeah, he said he sold his soul for a Happy Meal. Was a crappy deal. I agree. I was once blinded by the cheapest thrills. Now I thank the Lord I can see.
Shalom, all praises, glory, honor, and fear to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Baha, Kodash, Rakah. Double honor to elders, the Lord that came before us, salutations to the elect, the real house of David, 144,000. So in this lesson, we're going to highlight what's going on in the music industry. Alright, and basically, Kanye West, you know, he's a Jake, and he's obviously sold his soul to the devil. You know, he's done wickedness and evil, but it just goes to show you how terrible it is to think that you can serve two masters. You can't serve two masters. And he had came out recently talking about, oh, you know, how am I anti-Semitic? We're the real Jew. You know what I'm saying? But it's still all false. The things he's saying is false. Like he says, oh, we're the 12 tribes of Judah. We're not the 12 tribes of Judah. Judah is only one tribe of the whole 12 tribes of Israel. This is just going to show you how bad it is when you sell your soul to Satan and you do things for material wealth and material gain and to be accepted and to be rich in this world, to make it. You know what I'm saying? So this world was created for many. This world was created for many, and the world to come for few. So we're in the world, but we're not of the world, and we're just passing through. We're just as pilgrims. So this is 2 Ezra 8:1. He answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. So this world was made for many people, for everybody. And the more wickedness you do, the more sin you promote, transgressing God's law and going against what God says, and then the more you're rewarded. You know, this guy, speaking of Kanye West, this guy allows his woman to walk around naked with their breasts out, which is wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So it just goes to show you, man, you know, you can't serve two masters. And the Lord said, if you're lukewarm, he's going to spew you out of his mouth. He'd rather you be cold or hot, you know, all for him or not for him at all. So this is Luke 21:19. In your patience possess ye your souls. So you have to be patient and you have to possess your soul. You can't allow this world, society, and these corporations to control you. And this is why a lot of people, they don't want to talk about the mark of the beast. They don't want to say this, they don't want to say that, because they don't want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their deals and their ways of making money and merchandise with this world, with this beast, this system. All right, so let's go to Saul, because remember Saul had went to Edom, and he went to Edom to kill the priests because he was going crazy trying to murder David, trying to find David. First Samuel's 22, verse 9. Then answered Doeg the Edomite, which was set over the servants of Saul, and said, I saw the son of Jesse coming to Nob to Ahimelech the son of Ahitub, and he inquired of Yahweh for him, and gave him victuals, and gave him the sword of Goliath the Philistine. Then the king sent to Ahimelech the priest, the son of Ahitub, and all his father's house, the priests that were in Nob, and they came all of them to the king. And Saul said, Hear now, thou son of Ahitub. And he answered, Here I am, my lord. And Saul said unto him, Why have ye conspired against me, thou and the son of Jesse, and that thou hast given him bread and a sword, and hast inquired of God for him, that he should rise against me to lie in wait as at this day? So Saul, he slew the Lord's priests, and he was working with Edom. He was working with Esau, right? And it's heavy too, because the same thing with Saul is that when Samuel the prophet told Saul to slay all the Amalekites, to not let any of them live, he did not obey the voice of the Lord. Heavy. 1 Samuel 15:3. Now go and smite Amalek, utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, right? Even their riches, even this and that, right? But slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. So Saul, he didn't do this. He disobeyed. So what you see taking place is the house of Saul, the 2/3 false prophets, people that are sold out. They're getting weaker and weaker, and they're making covenants with heathen that are basically destroying them and killing them. All right, this is Leviticus 26 and verse 44. It says, And yea, for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them to destroy them utterly. and to break my covenant with them, for I am Yahweh their power, but I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land Egypt in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their God. I am Yahweh. So he is our God. Now, when you make covenants with heathen, watch this, Lord said not to make any covenants, marriages with heathen, and not to join hand in hand with them. And that's what everybody does. The majority of our people do. They love their oppressors. Exodus 23:32, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee. See, it will surely be a snare unto thee. And when you go into the book of Maccabees, this is exactly what's going on. So it's always been going on. Our people are just straight sellouts, you know. First Maccabee 1:11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So they're not allied with wisdom, because with wisdom, you have to have much sorrow. You have to increase in sorrow. You know, Lord says it's better go to the house of mourning than the house of mirth. And that's what the Lord said. It's better to hear the rebuke of the wise than listen to the song of fools. And that's what these artists and celebrities are. They're all fools. Ecclesiastes 5:7-5, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise, but what we're saying, what we're doing, than for a man to hear the song of fools heavy. So the whole reason why these people get famous and a lot of money is because of the devil. You know, let's go to Matthew chapter 4. This is what Yahushua overcame. This is what we're overcoming as well. So this is Matthew 4. And 8, again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. You see that? And literally in this video, Kanye West was literally falling down on his knees, bent over, holding his hands, both hands, mad feminine, worshiping the devil, worshiping the false Jews. It's crazy, man. Then saith Yahushua unto him, get the hence, Satan, right? Get away from me. For it is written, thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him, and behold, angels came and ministered unto him. See, so us of the elect following Yahushua's steps, the devils, the demons, they're leaving us, and angels are ministering us. Angels are strengthening us and helping us in our walk and on our mission to complete it. Another thing too about these sold out Jakes is that they have terrible life decisions. You know what I'm saying? He married a whore, Kim Kardashian. He married a witch. He had children with her, you know, and that's symbolic of sacrificing your children to Moloch and to Baal and all these false gods. You know what I'm saying? They get turned out. They become evil, you know. They learn the way of the heathens. Wisdom of Solomon 12:3, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murders of children, and devourers of man's flesh, and feasts of blood. Right? They're at that adrenochrome. They drink blood. That's how they want to try to live forever. They want to live forever, but in wickedness and sin and adrenochrome and eating children and drinking people's blood. And people will laugh like, oh, you're crazy, but it's really what's going on. With their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and their parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of God's children. So just like back then, the Lord drove out all the heathens that we would possess that land, the same thing is occurring now. And the 2/3 are being exposed and cut off. You know? Revelation 3:9. Behold, I will make, also verse 8 says, I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. Thou hast little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name, right? The name is Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, and we don't deny it. And we don't trim our way to seek love and say, oh yeah, you can call him whatever. No, we rebuke you sharply, and we tell you, no, this is his name. There's no other name given amongst men whereby we must be saved. Verse 9, behold, I'll make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I'll make them to come and worship before thy feet, to know that I have loved thee. So these devils, Amalekites, these Edomites, they're all backwards. They want the real Israelites to come at their feet like these sold out Jakes, 2/3. You know? So let's go to Exodus 17:11. And came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. So we have to keep our hands up. This is a spiritual fight, and expose this. Have no fellowship with darkness, but rebuke it, reprove it, and expose it for what it is. Exodus 17:13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword, and that's what we're doing now with the sword of the Spirit, with this word. Speaking this word with power and authority and truth. Not trimming our way to seek love, not wanting to be accepted of this world, not trying to save our life or save money or save whatever dumbass, stupid job, you know what I'm saying? Exodus 17:14. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. You see that? And the Lord has not changed. The same God of the Old Testament is the same God of the New Testament, and this stands here today. That's why the Lord said in the prophets, Obadiah, he's going to do away with Esau forever. They're going to be destroyed forever. And the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Verse 16, for he said, because the Lord has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. You see that? So we're not to forget this. Deuteronomy 25:17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindmost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou wast faint and weary, and he feared not God. You see that? Therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy God had given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, in the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee for inheritance to possess it, thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. See, and this is what the world tries to do. They try to come to you with your crocodile tears and their emotions and, oh, you got to love everybody, huh? And they want you to forget it. Forget about it. Forget about it. You see? But the elect were never going to forget. And we know exactly what time it is and what needs to be done. Unlike the 2/3, the sold out, and all they care about is money. Their God is money, you know. So that's what was going on with this guy Kanye West. He probably got threatened that they were gonna take all his money, they were gonna wipe him out and do this and third. And he said, no, okay, I'll say sorry and I'll stroke your ego and I'll bow down to you and I'll worship you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a servant of the Lord at all. He's a false prophet. So the Lord said in Ecclesiastes, when a rich man speaks, everyone wants to listen. They want to listen to their music. They want to listen to what they say. Right? So I'm gonna say this, man. Like, these are the days where people that sold out and they take the easy way and they want to love Esau and the heathens. This is their glory, but their glory is being turned into shame, and their time is just about up with Esau. And those of us that didn't sell our soul for Esau and the riches of this world and wickedness, we're about to be the cool thing. We're about to be the superstars. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said we're gonna get fame and land we will put to shame. So the Lord's about to turn this thing right. He's about to make this right. All right, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, so this is Sirach 13 and verse 13. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in peril of thy overthrowing. When thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep. And that's what we're seeing. We're hearing and we're witnessing all these things taking place. And we're up. You know, we see the wars breaking out. We see the floods everywhere, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, Lord's visiting the earth, which he made. You see all these prophecies being filled. So Lord, he's at the day of our redemption is at hand. It says, Lord, love the Lord all thy life, and call upon him for thy salvation. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. You see? So we're cleaving to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But the wicked, they're cleaving to heathens because they love this world, and they love money, and they love the pleasures of sin for a short season. It says, what fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb, so the sinner with the godly? What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? You see, there's no peace. So there's a war between rich and poor. This is why you have the whole oppression of the EBT and SNAP and the devil coming down, great wrath, and trying to throw everybody in prison and kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we're that standard. We have that weapon that's going to destroy, and it's going to beat this system and this enemy. It says, as the wild asses, the lions prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat of the poor. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers, but he speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely, and could have no place. When a rich man speak, every man hold his tongue and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. See, so the poor man's wisdom is despised and rejected. But by the poor man's wisdom, Yahweh Bashmi Ashai, we're going to deliver ourselves and those that hear us and take heed to what we're saying in our doctrine. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. You see? So this is what you have taking place. And Saul, he feared the people instead of fearing the Lord and his prophets. So that's what differentiates us, the house of David, from the house of Saul and the 2/3, is that we don't care about, we're not people pleasers. We're pleasing the Lord. And that's why we don't care about subscribers, viewers, followers, likes. That's not the point. The only point we want to get across is to the elect, and that's it. And once the elect are sealed and repent, then we can be delivered. Then we can get our reward from the Lord and the Lord only. All right. So this is 1 Samuel 15:24. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the command of Yahweh in thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. You see that?
You'll fly. Get ready to bounce.
And this is the same spirit that the elders and Pharisees and scribes had. Luke 22 and 2. And the chief priests and scribes sought how they might kill him, or how they might kill who? Yahweh Shai, our Lord. That's all they wanted to do. They want to destroy and kill and hurt the true anointed. For they feared the people. You see, they feared the people. Then entered Satan into Judas named Iscariot, being of the number of the 12. And he went his way and communed with the chief priests and captains, how he might betray him unto them. And they were glad and coveted to give him money. You see that? So all that these people care about is money, man. The root of all evil is money. And he promised and sought opportunity to betray him unto them in the absence of the multitude. You see that? So this is all prophecies, all things that are being exposed in these last days, you know. So let's see where it's at.
You'll fly. Get ready to bounce.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having...
I feel really blessed. to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability.
You'll fly. Get ready to bounce.
Oh man, so
Yeah, so it's heavy because, you know, you're only supposed to repent and bow down and worship the Lord, but these actors, celebrities, they bow down, they worship man. And not just any man, but the worst man, the devil, the Amalekites, the Edomites, the heathen. The Lord said he's gonna have ever whom the Lord hates. You know what I'm saying? Heavy.
I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself.
You'll fly. Get ready to bounce.
So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar and
Yeah, whatever the case is, man. But yeah, it's just more and more being revealed in these last days. And yeah, man, don't be ignorant of Satan's devices, man. These are the last days. A lot of things are being revealed and exposed, and the truth is coming out, man. Lord said those that be rich, they fall into snares. They fall into traps. And perdition. First Timothy 6. And 17, charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. Verse 9 says, they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So they're being drowned. You know what I'm saying? And they're not calling upon Yahweh Bashim Yashai to lift them up and to gather them and to lift them up out of the miry clay and the debt and all the wickedness and sin. They're running to heathens. You know what I'm saying? So it shows you. James 1:10, but the rich in that he is made low, because as a flower of the grass he shall pass away. You see that? So these are those days, man. So power is only given to those that lower themselves and pick up the power that comes from trusting in the Lord. You know? So I'll keep an eye on this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And continue to pray for a few days. And another thing too, he's wearing a hat. When you look at the picture, this guy Kanye West is wearing a hat, you know, and that goes into also the heathen fashion. You know, they cover their heads, all right, which is a woman thing. So everything is upside down for them. Let's go to Maccabees. It tells you this. All right, they wear hats. All right, so this is the book of Maccabees. They wear hats after the heathen and Greekish fashion. Second Maccabee 4:13 says, matter of fact, let's start at verse. Yeah, let's start verse 11. And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews by the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for enmity and aid, he took away, and putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs against the law. Heavy, you see? For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat heavy. This is why the Lord said in Ecclesiastes, you're going to know someone by their look. You can know someone by their look when you see them. Ecclesiastes 19:29, a man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him, right? Or of their misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? They're not following the law. They're not following the Lord. They're not fulfilling it. They're not walking in the light of it. You know? All praises, glory, honor, fitty, how bash me, I'll shy by Kurashaka. Above all, repent. The kingdom of heaven is nigh at hand. Shalom.
You'll fly, get ready to bounce. You'll fly, get ready to bounce.